Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come. Thursday morning. Welcome everybody to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. We're going to do what we do each and every day, taking a look at 10 to 12 futures markets, identifying potential breakouts and reversals from an educational perspective. For those of you that are new to the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button down below so that you get the updates as they become available. And if you are not new to the channel, do me a favor, leave a comment, leave a like, leave something so that the computers know that you're watching and maybe that you care. It takes you like a quarter of a millisecond to click the little thumbs up button. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. S&P today, we had yesterday a live trading room at TradersArmy.com. And in our live trading room, we identified a couple of levels, and this was one of them that we had looked at yesterday. And this was a little nervous about this level because this wasn't an amazing level, so we made it a confirmation entry. Now, the reason we made it a confirmation entry was the time of day, but I liked this wick up and the way it came down. So price came into our confirmation entry level, and then we popped right up out of here. Now, but this was right before the Fed announcement. So looking at this on a smaller time frame chart, something like a 15-minute, you can see that price came all the way in, which activates the long, and then rallies up to the opposing fair price value area. Now, you didn't quite get a great move out of here. So, you got about a 2-to-1 reward to risk. And that's why I take a lot of my trades off at 2-to-1. I'm okay with the 2-to-1 reward to risk. So I'm going to leave, and normally I don't like to go short near these all-time highs, but I'm going to leave these lines here. And I'm going to leave these lines here because I think that this may be another opportunity to get short on the next go-around. That's something that I see that price tends to reuse these levels, and I think that this may be a place that price reuses a supply area. An old demand could become a new supply. And this is a speed candle, right? We anticipate speed candles oftentimes getting retraced. And so I'm going to leave these lines in place as I think these could be used a second time around. I'm going to switch it to a purple line. And so, you don't think about price cutting through candles, if you will, over there to the left very often. As looking for levels. But when a level's already been shown to have worked once and then failed, it oftentimes will attract more algos and more computers and more people that are just putting their orders at that zone, which still makes it very viable the second time around. Now, there's plenty of room from where we are now for price to continue to move up. And if you're a day trader and you want to try to get in on that, you may be able to get long at one of these little areas down here for a pullback. Now, in the Nasdaq, we actually had a short breakdown set up yesterday, and our short breakdown hit, and we got a little bit of a move, and then it popped right back up to just above this area here, remembering that our stop would have to go a couple of ticks above our pivot. So, this one you may or may not have gotten stopped out, but no matter what, we talk about the rule for me is make sure that you're out of those things, breakout trades. Don't try to trade an announcement on a breakout. So this one didn't hold, and then when price came down to a little 15-minute demand level, which was the same area that we had identified in the S&P, it continued to just kind of blow right through. So not a whole lot there. We'll say, however, that if we were to keep those lines, we're coming close to that area as a potential reversal. What I'm going to look at for today is if I go to the 15-minute chart, right in here, all those long lower wicks are somewhat of interest to me for potential areas. What I'm going to do is wrap my lines around this area and just keep an eye on this area for today. Now, remembering that shorts in general are slightly lower probability with our big picture still trending so strongly to the upside. All right. Next, let's go take a look at crude oil. So in crude yesterday, in the live trade room, the level that we had identified was this area right here with a drop, a little bit of a base, and a very strong drop. Price came nicely into that level. It actually worked perfectly with then an immediate, very strong move away. So this level actually, we had just missed entry in the overnight. We actually first identified this level the day before during our live Q&A session, but during class we changed it to a confirmation short because we came close to the level but didn't get our order filled. Then it came into there and a big strong move away out of that level. Now it then rallied back up and now has continued to move down since then. I think you may get another opportunity to get short somewhere up above, so I'm going to remove this level. If you're looking at getting short and you want to try to take advantage of one of these movements, you know, kind of looking into this region here, I think you could have another opportunity to get short, you know, although we just put in a really nice tweezer top here. You know, I'm going to, that could act as a reversal point as well. I'm still going to go to the one that's a little higher. It's a little bit more safe to go to the higher one if at some point we make it up to that one this morning. And then gold. Gold, another level we found from yesterday with a really nice touch and go level off of that zone. That level's still valid. I'm going to switch it down to a confirmation entry. So gold and oil both worked out really, really well. And the idea is that gold and oil worked out really, really well. So even if you took a loss in the equity market, you've got both gold and oil kind of to lean on and hang back with. As far as our other markets, looking at our bonds and currency markets, I will say I didn't spend too much time in looking at these yesterday because I knew that we had the announcement coming. But looking at our bonds and currency markets, so we had our breakout above this region. Price then came into our reversal trade. The big rate announcement drove price up into our supply, and then we saw a really big sell-off from that area. So now that level's been used, I need to remove it. But that level did indeed continue to still hold. Now that zone, by the way, if I move to the 4-hour, was based off of this area right here. So now I need to take that level and remove that one. We traded all the way to the very top of it. And I'm still going to leave this line down here for future trade opportunities. When I go down here and look at the 1 hour, I also think that this 1 hour level right here holds a lot of validity. Okay. Next in our Aussie. So in our Aussie, we had our breakout. However, we are retracing right now that breakout. So if you took the breakout, I would definitely at least have your stop at break even. We're not getting as big of a follow through as I was hoping, but we did identify an Aussie opportunity yesterday, and once again broke down on the announcement. So keep an eye on it, you know, for a potential reversal from where we are. You may actually just get another opportunity for a little breakdown below here. If you wanted to give that one a try as well. Euro, we had a little demand area that price came right through on the 60-minute chart. This was the overnight level that we had taken a look at, but it did come right into our 15-minute level, and then it moved back up to this old demand, which became new supply, and now price is starting to move down. So I'm going to remove this level. Hopefully you're able to catch one of those two. And this one, unfortunately, was a small stop out, but now it's acting as a supply level, with price moving down from that region. And then the Canadian dollar, we got a nice little hit here. Looking at this on a smaller time period, this actually was a really pretty setup. Price hit the level. We then got a really strong move away, and this wound up working for about a 4-to-1 reward to risk off of our little zone before then falling off at the announcement, right? So now I think that we could be setting up for another breakdown. So I think our currencies do give me a couple of breakdown potentials and opportunities. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys all have an amazing trading day. If something pops up for you that you would like to look at, please send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, everybody, peace out. I will see you soon.